and welcome to the 20th BOH Cameronian Arts Awards on set. My name is Miriam, and joining me today is the nominee for Best Choreographer in a Feature-Length Work. Sumathi, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you so much.
And the work that you've been nominated is Pragati 2.
That's right.
So could you tell us a little bit about this production?
So basically Pragati 1, we named it Pragati because the name itself, it's a Sanskrit name, which means moving forward. So we decided to take the theme of the sun in the Pragati 1 and to move forward towards the light. So light is like an energy, a burst of surge of energy and all that. We decided to continue the forward movement of the dance journey for ourselves, for myself as a teacher, and for my students. So I decided to do Pragati 2.
You mentioned Pragati 1 sort of dives into the theme of light, and you use the sun as a symbol. What about in Pragati 2?
So Pragati 2, we decided to take the moonlight.
Okay.
So which is also light, So we decided to take the moonlight. We decided to go in that theme basically because basically all the items and that were chosen had a little bit of a topic that was related to the moonlight as well.
Okay.
So we decided to do in that sense. And one of our prime items in the Pragati 2 also was about the god Sri Ram.
Okay.
So he himself represents that light and all that. So we decided to take it as moonlight.
Yeah. And of course, the only reason why we see the moon is because of the sun.
Yes,
so
definitely.
There's a beautiful connection.
Correct.
There.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about choreography? Perhaps the movements. What was different, or what was a particular technique that you employed in this work?
So it's basically a full-length and Odyssey show. In Pragati 1, I only featured solos and duets.
Okay.
So this time, I wanted to do, use as many students as possible. So my full length was basically that, giving more opportunities for students to experience, to upgrade themselves, and so this whole show was mainly that, to give in the full force of our entire Odyssey students to come on stage, to give them that platform of dancing.
I would like to maybe go a little bit into process, because you mentioned, before there was maybe solos and duets, but now suddenly when you have a group, what is it like to choreograph for a group, but specifically with, traditional elements?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely easier to work with solos and duets.
Yes.
And especially when you use large numbers, not every dancer has the same capability and aptitude of dancing. So trying to have many dancers on stage, but not looking crowded, not looking busy, but at the same time, the audience are able to understand why there is so many dancers on stage. How can you blend so many dancers on stage, but still, having a fresher breath air when you see it.
Yes.
Yes. So that was some of the challenges that we had.
How does the choreography process for you begin?
For me, I think movement is so important. Patterning is so important. And when I choreograph, it must be something very unexpected. That means the audience must be like, what is coming next?
Yes.
What is coming next?
Always on their toes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I like to choreograph something like that. So mainly my journey of choreography has more or less been more like that.
Like expanding.
Yes, expanding. Yes. And trying to see, like if I go and watch a particular show from somewhere and I see something that I like.
Yeah.
So sometimes, I will think, oh, okay, this is nice. So maybe why not try something like that and see?
So in this work, Pragati 2, how did you balance perhaps both traditional technique? Because of course there's an expectation, right, of that, but also incorporating some of these different elements into it.
When we choreograph, I think naturally these different elements of a little bit of contemporary.
Yeah.
It sometimes seeps in also. But this can only happen if the dancers are well grounded.
Okay.
Okay, so we must make sure that the dancers are well grounded in the form that they are learning firstly.
Yes.
So when you apply any other contemporary elements or any other modern or away from the traditional, I think it looks very nice. Okay, very nice. But at the same time, we also have to be very careful when we are choreographing, because certain steps do not fit the bill. Yeah. So if it's a step that is going to, you want them to move, then it cannot happen with every step.
Yes.
You have to be careful. You have to know what is the best. So our choreography needs to do a little bit of thinking and generally see all these aspects when we choreograph.
Having that bigger vision and then bringing in what works.
Definitely.
Essentially.
Was
there a particular moment that was your personal favorite?
I think the most special moment for me was I had a poster of Pragati too, which was Rama sitting on a mountain with the moonlight. I decided to bring the poster. We had a big digital screen in our Chandran auditorium. So I wanted to bring it down, but only at a point where as though it feels that he is coming down to bless the devotees.
Nice.
So I did it in such a way, we had to do a lot of timing. And finally, actually, it came down exactly the time. And it brought a lot of goosebumps, not only to the dancers, but to the audience, as well. Yeah, so that was really a very special moment for me. And until today, I'm watching it on the videos, Yes.
Can I ask, what was it about that image that is close to your heart?
Rama symbolizes virtue, strength, goodness. So, and he's standing at the tip of the mountain means that this is the height that every one of us should try to reach in anything that you do. And then finally reaching the light, which was that moon he was facing. So that had so many meanings towards it. So it's your interpretation, there's so many interpretations to it.
It feels like there's a lot of emotional resonance that's within that piece that I think audiences, whether acquainted with the story
and I think it's also the musical aspect of the dance. There's many moments that you get goosebumps with that music. So I had a lot of non-Indian audience, and you will be surprised that is the one item that everybody had an inclination to.
And we talked a little bit about technique and how do you think technique helps a dancer embody emotion? Not all very good dancers have very good expressions either. So the expression part, sometimes some are very good with expression, some are very good with technique. So it is our luck when we get dancers who has both the traits. Good technique, good expression. It comes like a package deal. So this show, Pragati too, had lots of scope for them to discover themselves. Oh, beautiful.
So there were so many surprising elements in this show. For example, in that item, that the finale item itself, where he has to break the bow to win the hand of Sita. So there is Swayamvara, where the dancers, where other kings from other nations come to break the bow. So it's a very comical scene, and it's not an easy task to show comedy. As dancers, we are so, we have a certain etiquette, right? So to go into a comic state of showing, but at the same time preserving the aestheticness, it's a very mammoth task. So, but I must say that my students really surprised me. So it was very beautiful to watch. A lot of blossoming happening in this show.
A proud moment to take a step back.
Definitely. And I learned a lot from them. Actually, it's a learning curve for me also to watch my students, exhibit a lot of things in the show.
Yeah. There seems to be like an exchange, isn't it? You imparting knowledge there.
Yes.
Also, can you maybe talk a little bit about what you've learned from this process in your study?
There's so many things actually I've learned from the show. Firstly is one thing I've discovered is I realized that I could actually come up with poems.
Okay.
You see, so
you yourself, like you.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
So while I was watching one of the items, suddenly some poetic lines came into my mind regarding that item. Yeah. And then I had this idea that why would I want to present it in a normal synopsis way? So why don't I do it in a poetic way?
Yes.
So I decided to do all my synopsis, everything in a poetic form.
Wow.
Even the rules and regulations of the do's and don'ts of a auditorium also I did it in a poetic form. So
nice. Okay.
that was something very different for the audience.
Yes. Yeah. Did you follow like the usual poetic conventions, or
I tried to rhyme the words as much as I could. So that was a learning thing for me. I mean, that was a surprise for me. I never knew that I could do it. But of course, I got some help a bit. But most of it was, it was quite nice.
Yeah, that's quite beautiful. And how about from your students? What did they teach you?
Some of them, I think, has taught me that patience. Okay? Patience with them, believing in them, not giving up with them. I think I've learned how to deal with situations, handling them. So I have learned so much, how to handle and, motivating the students in the right way, accepting what they can give you.
Yeah.
And you have expectations of them. Sometimes our expectations go very high.
Yeah.
And there are some outcomes out of that. So I've learned to realize that there must be a balance, you know. So these are the things that the students have made me see while doing a production. And only then can a production happen well.
Exactly.
Because there's no point at the end of the production, what have you achieved? No, a lot of unhappiness. There's no point. So in the end of the production, you want to see happy faces. You want to see achievements. You want to see students who really feel that they've accomplished something. And that is the true win of a show.
Production. Yes. It's beautiful, isn't it? Especially, it's not a forced thing, right? It's a natural progression together. What do you think is the future of Odyssey in Malaysia? Where is it moving towards?
See, I feel Odyssey is getting very popular. I think it will really have a very good platform here.
Okay.
And having, people like Ramli Ibrahim sir and everybody there who's also popularizing, and I mean, he's like the forefather here, I would say, and I really look up to him. So I think Odyssey has a very bright future in Malaysia. Yes. And actually, to be very honest with you, even in India, it's getting away from the norm actually.
Okay.
My guru, my sir, my teacher itself who's in India, his exploration of works are very amazing.
Okay.
It's not actually all traditional anyway. So I think from him itself, I'm learning so much in terms of choreography and, lots of scope, how to make it, I think we need to, because we are in a Malaysian soil. So we have to choreograph according to what Malaysians like and all that. So that only then this art form will keep thriving. If not, no one is going to come and watch it,
Do you see more exchanges happening with maybe Malay traditional dances, Chinese traditional dances?
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, that would be really, really ideal. Yes.
We should also include East Malaysian dancers as well.
Definitely. I mean, we already see scopes happening. I mean, I think it has happened here. So I think definitely with all the dance styles, it is really like a dream.
It will be.
Yes,
Maybe
definitely.
Pragati 3.
Okay.
What would be your advice to, I suppose, younger Odyssey dancers coming into this journey? What would be your knowledge or wisdom to them?
Okay, there's a lot of difference between our time and the generation now.
Yeah.
I have a lot of students who get who, when they come to class, they bring in a lot of their stress from work, stress from school, work into the classroom. So my advice all the time with my student is put it all away when you come to class. That 1.5 hours of class, just concentrate, learn to enjoy. Even when they're learning an item, there is so much of stress that I see in students nowadays. And I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to tell students, do not feel stressed up, because the more you are stressed up, you will never learn anything. So always have a very free mind, be happy, stress free, and it's okay. If you can't get a step, it's fine. If you find it difficult, it's perfectly all right. So trying to teach students to learn dance in a very happy and a joyful way.
Embracing that fully in that space.
And also, dance is going to be with you for a long time. When you learn art forms like this, even when you grow older, it's going to be your companion for you. So it's always worth learning dance. It's never a waste. It never ends. It's never a waste.
Beautiful. Thank you. For this production, I believe you collaborated with Gowri.
Yes.
Gowri Chand?
Gowri Chandran.
Chandran, yes.
Yes.
What was that collaborative process like for you?
She has her own strengths, and I have my own strengths. So when these two strengths come together, something beautiful actually comes up. So what I don't see, she kinds of emphasizes on it and make me see it in a different light. So it's a very good companionship and partnership with her, actually.
Oh, nice. It's good to hear that collaboration.
Yes. And Gowri is much more senior and more experienced than I am, because she's been in this dance field from the time she was young, very like a small girl. So I learn a lot from her. So actually, a lot of things I've really imbibed and learned a lot from her.
It's so beautiful to listen to how there's a intergenerational transference of knowledge, which you may not necessarily find in all dance art forms.
Correct.
But certainly you find
But you see, the beauty is we both are almost the same age. It's not like she's I'm much younger than her. But it's just that even with her experience, I mean, she has a lot of respect for me, and whatever ideas and that I come up with in the show, she's very encouraging, and let me do, gives me the space to do what I would want to do.
Beautiful. Yes. So just to maybe come to a close in this conversation, if you could collaborate with any artist, living or has passed, who would it be and why?
Okay, so I would love to collaborate with someone who's deceased. He is Uday Shankar. He has actually globalized Indian dancing into the Western world. So his movements are so unique and very soul-searching. His movements are very soul-searching. There's drama element inside there. There is contemporary elements, because I think he personally has learned Western techniques and all that. And he has actually come up with a dance style which actually is so appealing to the globe. Globally, it's very appealing. His daughter is now carrying out the legacy, and watching her teach what her father has, brought into this world is amazing. So he's really been my inspiration, and just love his movements. Just love his movements. It's so beautiful to look at. And there's something very, it just doesn't feel like a classical, very rigid classical style. It doesn't feel like that as well. It gives you room and allowance to like free flow.
Okay.
It's that kind of a feeling when you see his style. So really would love to wish
Leow Shankar.
wish could have met him, but he's no more alive. Yeah.
But still, there's
Yes.
room to learn.
Yeah, his
and
legacy is being carried on. So there is always room to work with his daughter.
Yes.
Actually. Yes.
And just as perhaps a final question, you talk about soul searching that is evident in Leow Shankar's works and that inspires for soul searching. How did Pragati to maybe impact you personally?
Well, Pragati too is a reflection of my own development, my own upgrading. And I could see that from the time I was a performer and then a teacher and then a choreographer, I definitely can see the stages that I have gone through. And I would say that I have, I'm a lot more confident now. A lot more confident to present things. I believe in myself a lot more now. And I'm happy when I see my students having the confidence in me, knowing that, I will put up something nice.
Okay.
So the students' confidence and the respect that they have for me, that is the value that I actually have felt in this. Pragati too. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us, for sharing, your thoughts, your insights, but also that personal part of you that is in this production. And we wish you all the best in this journey.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And really, it's really nice to share my thoughts. It's wonderful.
To more doors opening in your journey.
Yes, definitely.
With this.
Hope so.
And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you